Hey guys, my name is Melissa Flam, and for my career profile, I chose to do a marriage and family therapist. I've actually been interested in this career for a little while now, so I figured learn a little bit more. For my career or example organization, I found that a lot of people, there are organizations, but there are also a lot of people who do private practices. So I chose a woman mm, by the name of Jackie LaRoux, and she has her own private personal practice here nearby. So that was my example. And for a career contact, I chose Barry Alvarez, who is in my state, and I've actually known him slash of him for a while. Kind of grew up with his kids, and he is a very good counselor. I actually looked him up, and he has 5 out of 5 stars, which is great for patient. Um, I cannot think of the word, satisfaction. Patient satisfaction, sorry. And for working environment, in terms of where a lot of people will rent an office room in an office building and have it there, whereas some other people will do it out of their homes, although personally I wouldn't recommend that just based off of stories I've heard and articles I've read. In specific, I read this one article where a therapist, one of his patients, came to his home and actually killed him. So that kind of freaked me out a little bit, and which is why I would definitely suggest finding a place in an office building. Just a side note. In terms of office hours, they vary. They're really flexible. If you want to do part time, it's especially if you're a private practice, have your own private practice. It's really up to you. You're kind of your own boss, and you can make your own hours. Most of the time, it's day hours, probably somewhere around 8 hours. But you know, it's really up to you and the number of clientele you have that will determine that more specifically. In terms of typical stressors, I found that a major stressor included um, being able to establish boundaries between work life and home life, just because when you're helping people daily to sort out any problems they have within themselves or any relationships, it can become quite heavy on an individual. And if you aren't able to separate that home life and work life, then it could end badly. It could create a very toxic home life, and that's never good. And so that is really important. Let's see, some typical benefits. As I said, because you're your own boss pretty much, I couldn't really find anywhere that provided benefits such as health benefits or any financial retirement, anything of that sort. So I think it's really up to the individual to kind of figure that out. For common job tasks, your main common job task is to provide support and counseling to your patients, to help them come up with resolutions to solve their problems and help them to become happier. And I think it's really important to pay attention to the individual and use appropriate techniques to help them, depending on who they are, what their situations are, so on and so forth. For educational requirements, One is required to have a master's degree, some form of a counselor's license. They have to complete a state exam wherever they may be, and complete 3,000 hours or 2 years of a clinical experience, and that is after college. For salary, generally speaking, the starting salary ranges from 30,000 to 40,000, which isn't too bad per year. For the experienced therapist, it ranges from 70,000 and up a year, depending on obviously your background, your level of experience, and all that good stuff. Finally, some miscellaneous career information. Um, it was good to read that the marriage and family therapy field is expected to grow by 14%, meaning more jobs in the future. So more people are recognizing the career and looking for help more so than before, which is good. And one other thing that I found helpful was to read what some therapists have chosen to do post therapy, which were becoming researchers, teachers, supervisors. And so it was really good just to get a few ideas as to what some people in this career have decided to do afterwards. So that is pretty much everything that I found, and it was very interesting, very helpful, and thanks for listening, and that's it.